getting rid of all that energy you got inside you and just learning new stuff. It's brilliant.
If it wasn't for these, I'd probably just be stuck in my bedroom on the computer all day.
I think it'll help a lot with their future, and it'll give them the confidence to go out and succeed in life, I think.
Mentro Allan started in June 2007, so it's been going for nearly 4 years. It was started because we're trying to get young people, particularly in Neath Port Talbot, more physically active using the outdoor environment. Participant level was particularly low for 11 to 25-year-olds at risk of disengagement, and we were highlighted as needing to improve those opportunities for those particular young people. It was seen that the type of young people that we were targeting weren't participating in your traditional type activities or possibly indoor activities, and it was looking at using a different opportunity to get these young people to engage in physical activity. And the fact that it wasn't traditional, it was able to see that young people did actually want to be physically active but needed a wider range of opportunity than what was currently being on offer.
They love it, kids love being near and on and in water. From our point of view, we're introducing a skill, sort of like an environment, an activity in the outdoor environment, which is pretty much what Mentro Allan is all about. But because they're enjoying themselves, because they're doing that, they've got that fun factor, they don't really realise that they are exercising, being active, and obviously creating and progressing a skill at the same time. We choose canoeing and kayaking because it's a great outdoor adventurous activity, and it's been requested by a lot of our participants. We tend to use a particular craft depending on the ability of the client. The actual session, most of them had very little experience of being on the water in a canoe or kayak. So I chose to use the 16-foot canoes because they're more stable, less likely to capsize. So with these canoes, I could pair them up and put them in threes so they could manage the craft a lot more effectively. Basically from that then we get an understanding of how they manage the crafts, and then we progress them to slightly more unstable crafts, i.e. the sit on top kayaks and then the enclosed canoes.
Water sports, I always like them. Yeah, and if it happens in the water you can jump out if you want.
I've been coming to Mentro Allan about 3 years now. Just helping out with the activities today, canoeing and things like that. Before I started with Mentro Allan, I didn't know what I wanted to do. But I've learned so much about the environment, and I want to do things to do with the environment. So, with wildlife and things like that.
This is a wildlife area that Mentro Allan developed. We put in a few ponds and all the participants got involved with it. We've got all kinds of creatures that have arrived and started breeding here, and the participants have all learnt about the wildlife as they've been working here. Not everybody is able to suddenly go from being a couch potato to riding a mountain bike up a mountain or jumping into a kayak. So I'd say what I've learnt from this project is to start gently with people. And again, the green gym side of things, the conservation side of things, it's all gentle introduction to physical exercise.
Some of them have had behaviour issues. We have used this project as a bit of a bartering tool, which has had a knock-on effect in school. So their behaviour has improved in school because they've had taster sessions of Mentro Allan, and obviously they want to be involved every time it's running. So therefore their behaviour is much better in school. They feel more socially included in school, and their confidence levels have just rocketed since this project began, because some of these children don't get a chance to go outdoors either.
School is very stuffy and boring, and it's good to get outside. I think I might plant more, because my mother's given me a patch of grass in my own garden. I might plant some more plants in my area, like food as well.
Today we've been planting native plants to get more bugs and insects, so there'll be more wildlife.
Well, it was dirty, muddy and enjoyable at the same time. As you see, my hands are a bit dirty.
2 years ago we picked up 2 Action for Wildlife awards. Mentro Allan won Green Public Sector. A lot of it was to do with stuff that we've been doing here at Margam Park. Not everybody wants to go to a gym. but everybody needs to improve their activity levels. So the green gym is anything other than your conventional exercise, basically. Green gym I would describe as all the conservation activities, the bushcraft, the green woodworking, wildlife surveying, all of it.
It's not difficult to see the damage that the modern lifestyle causes to people, you know, in terms of, you know, overexposure to TV and things like that. In general, lack of self-confidence, all these things. And bushcraft and just spending time in the outdoors really helps people develop proper skills, real skills, using their own hands, keeps them physically fit, good fresh air, wholesome food, all these things all just comes together very well under the banner of bushcraft. But, you know, it's really, I mean, that's just a term we can use. It's essentially, it's just spending time outside.
Sometimes when you get out it's a bit boring, but when you're with Mentro Allan, they like do special activities for you to like not be bored.
It's a day out. It's fun. Entertaining actually. You learn things even though you're not in school.
It's easier to learn stuff when you're actually doing it than just sitting at a desk listening to a teacher. Yeah, that makes sense.
I like the challenge of rock climbing. Today's session was really well. I got to go to a higher grade.
I think people need to be aware that there's different activities that you can take part in other than rugby and football. This climbing project has been going on for quite some time. There's certain criteria that they cover within the activity which enables them to receive the NICAS Level 1 Climbing Award. So literally, by turning up and just taking part, they're going to get a certificate out of it. And according to how well they get on with the activity, if they choose to progress it further, then they can work their way up through the different grading systems. So pretty much anybody's going to walk away with an award for it. And if they really enjoy it, then they're going to do even better still.
They love it. It's very confidence building, of course. And they're very keen to come back every time. They're going to be getting certificates, so that's an added incentive.
The changes I've noticed in the children is that they work together better, and especially with the climbing. So they're learning to just work together to help each other, and they'll be standing at the bottom. You know, there'll be one standing at the bottom, they're not getting the chance to climb, but they're still being really patient because they know they've got to be there to help that one on the wall.
Where would I be if I didn't do these friends? I was sitting in the house being alone now. I used to get frustrated with doing friends. I used to get so frustrated. I used to have to walk away, take a minute's breather, I'd come back, carry on with it. But now I'm more determined to finish it off. My focus is coming back to me, and it's getting better all the time.
I think a lot of people tend to really enjoy the green woodworking because you're not using loud machinery. You can really take your time and work with the wood, and it's very therapeutic, I think, working with the wood in its natural form and just making things and also achieving something at the end of it. The first 6 weeks they got to make their own shave horse. So each week we went on to a different project, used a variety of different tools, and they had a good range of green woodworking skills by the end of it and a shave horse. And now this 6 weeks they've got to use those skills and to make whatever they fancy, really. So someone's making a bench, they've made stools, candelabras, things like that. This is the pole lathe now. So Chris is using this to make his stool legs now.
Yeah, I've proved massive difference, and everyone said the same as well. So tool-wise you're using, you've got to be sensible using the tools. Like using a saw the way you're going to use a saw properly, how to use the drills and stuff, just stuff like that. Their confidence, I've noticed they're really more confident now. The first few weeks they were all very introverted and wouldn't speak, and they also work as a group as well now, and they've become a group and they help each other, and
problem solving a bit more now, that they're not just being told what to do, they're actually trying to think of it for themselves. So I think it's been very good to see their progress.
As we went through the years of Mentro Allan, we kind of streamlined our activities, and mountain biking was highlighted as one of the most popular activities that our participants wanted to do. I am a qualified mountain bike instructor and it's a passion of mine, so it kind of fell together nicely. So we get people that come to us that, yes, they can ride a bike, they might not feel that confident. We start off with some low-level trails. We could even start within the confines of the grassed areas of Margam Park, doing some basic skills on bikes, learning how to manoeuvre, balancing on bikes, some slow skill development stuff. Then we start to progress. As I'm observing them and I feel they're ready for it, I'll start to challenge their ability that little bit more until we eventually get to the final stage where we are shooting down the side of a mountain and everybody's controlling and feeling great and having this wonderful time.
I've learned a lot with Mentro Allan with checking my bike over, and I'm pretty confident of doing it on my own. I was a bit thingy with bikes, so I was like, oh, there's too much time, there's too much effort to go out. And I used to be kind of lazy. But yeah, I enjoy it now though.
Well, Mentro Allan is a good stepping stone because obviously they've provided such a range of outdoor activities in the local community that we can access as 560 officers, and also for young people, you know, late teens, early 20s. The sustainability then for pupils after they've had their 5-week taster sessions, then they'll be able to get on a bike and use the trails that they've already gone with a qualified instructor.
Absolutely fantastic, because they wouldn't have done it otherwise. I wouldn't have been able to pay for them all to do it. Dylan wasn't interested in kayaking. His older brother went along and he was doing it, and so Dylan was watching, and so actually it looks fun. I think I'll give it a go.
Mentro Allan finishes in July. The conservation side of stuff, the green gym side of things, I would desperately like to continue that with people because it's been a very healing process for a lot of individuals. I like seeing the education and how people's attitude change with it when they are actually doing something that does actually benefit wildlife.
For all what we've achieved as a team and a project based here in Neath Port Talbot, it would have been a real big shame if we hadn't had nothing to foresee this into the future. We've worked with a range of clients, from schools to community-based groups, home education groups, youth offenders, the list is endless. We've got every intention to continue this. What we're hoping to achieve is develop a club based at Margam Park.
Currently, we don't charge for any activities. So when we actually move on for the activities that we offer, we had to bear in mind that to make these clubs sustainable, we would have to introduce an element of a pricing charge. So we've looked at structuring the pricing that we're able to offer and building in sort of with tourism and other individuals who are able to be charged the higher rate, which will then be able to be fed back into these community clubs. So it'll be concessionary rate for the current participants that we work with.
We're going to open up the doors then. It's not only going to be focused around all the participants that we've worked with, it's going to be opened up to everybody. Everybody's going to be welcome to try it.
So the more opportunity we can give to people in the area to take part in these activities means there's going to be more well-rounded and well-developed young people out there doing the best they can with their lives.
By climbing a lot, I've got really confidence by climbing indoors.
I think it's really important for young children to get outside and older kids to keep them healthy.
Most young people don't get out very often, and it's bad for their health. So I think it's better that they get out and do something.